Good morning. I, Dr. Madan Vishwal, welcome you all to Social Science Knowledge Center. Friends, today we are going to discuss a new topic, that is institution. So let me talk about the brief layout of today's presentation. I shall be explaining today about the definition and meaning of institution. I shall explain the basic characteristics of institution, and then I shall differentiate between institution and association. So dear friends, let's begin with a brief introduction about institution. Institutions serve mainly as a means of meeting the needs of the society. As I was talking about association, and association are also formed for meeting the needs of the society, so also institutions play pivotal role in meeting the needs of the people. Besides satisfying the needs of the people, institutions also play as a means of regulating and controlling man's activities. So various institutions exist in the society, like political institutions, economic institutions, educational institutions, which are not independent entities but are interrelated and interdependent. So every organization that exists in the society dependent upon certain recognized and established set of rules, traditions, and usages. And these usages, rules, and traditions may be given the name of institutions. So these institutions are accepted by the society, and they govern the relations between individuals and groups. So let us discuss some important definitions of institutions. The first one is given by McIver and Page. Institutions may be defined as the established forms or conditions of procedures, characteristics of group activity. So these are the established forms or conditions. These are the systematic procedures which are the basic characteristic of group activity. Ginsburg says institutions may be described as recognized and established usages governing the relations between individual and groups. So institutions are the governing body for the relations between individuals and groups. These institutions regulate the behavior, the activities of the people living in the society. Let us talk about some of the important characteristics of institutions. The first one is universality. Universality in the sense that each and every society has institutions. No organization, no society is free from institutions. Institutions are universal in nature. Secondly, institutions are standardized norms. When we say institutions, these are the standardized norms which are to be followed by the people of the society. The people, when they interact with one another in the society, when they live in the society, for maintaining harmony in the society, institutions are very much necessary, and they are the standardized norms. Next, institutions as means of satisfying needs. For the fulfillment of needs of the people, institutions are very necessary, because the people cannot fulfill their needs by alone. They need cooperation from one another, and these institutions play the internal role of interactions among organizations, among individuals, and they provide a certain manner of activities which are to be followed by the people when they interact with one another. Institutions are the controlling mechanism, means institutions control the behavior, the attitude, the activities of the people. Any institution you talk about, whether you talk about the political institution, you talk about the economic institution, you talk about the legal institution, you talk about the educational institution, in an each and every kind of institutions play pivotal role, play important roles in regulating and controlling the behavior of the people. It provides a certain kind of guidelines to the people in which they should interact with one another, they should behave in a particular manner in the society. Institutions are abstract in nature, in the sense that the institutions are not concrete, we cannot touch them. This can be felt and it can be sensed. There are institutions which are oral, and there are also institutions which are written. There are basic institutions of the society which may not be written, but these are informal and these are followed by the people when they live in the society. These institutions are inculcated in the minds of the people, and the people follows this kind of institutions. But in certain formal organizations, the institutions are also written. And lastly, institutions are interrelated, in the sense that institutions are interconnected and interdependent. They are interrelated concept. One institution is related with another institution. We cannot have a watertight compartmentalization of institutions. The political institutions are related with the educational institutions. So also the educational institutions are related with the economic institutions. So all institutions are interrelated and interconnected. So these are the basic characteristics of institutions. Now let us try to differentiate between institution and association. So dear audience, I have prepared already a video on association, in which I have talked about the meaning of association, the characteristics of association, and the basic difference between association and community. So those who have not watched that video, I strongly suggest you to watch the video on association, so that you can better understand the difference between institution and association. So let us try to understand the difference between association and institution. The first difference is association is a group of people organized for the purpose of fulfilling need or needs, whereas institution refers to the organized way of doing things. It represents common procedures. Association consists of individuals, whereas institution consists of laws, rules, and regulations. Institution denotes only a mode or means of service. We do not belong to institutions, whereas association denotes membership. We belong to associations. We are part of different associations. We are the members of different associations. Friends, when we live in the society, we become members of various kinds of associations. We choose our associations. The membership is purely voluntary. We have choices as to become the member of associations, whereas institution denotes only a mode or means of service. We do not belong to institutions. Nextly, associations are concrete, whereas institutions are abstract. We can see association, whereas institutions are to be felt and sensed. Association may have its distinctive names, whereas institutions may not have names. Not necessarily all institutions which we find in the society may have names, whereas association most of the times have their distinctive names. So friends, today we basically discussed about what is institution, what are the important definition of institutions, the basic characteristics of institution, and I explained the difference between institution and association. So thank you very much for watching this video and being part of this session. Have a nice day.